In this video, we're going to talk about timing the sale of your home just right to reduce stress and maximize potential proceeds to you. So how do you time the sale of your home just right to reduce stress and maximize potential proceeds to you, the person selling the home? In this video, we're going to talk about the time of the year to best maximize potential proceeds and some strategies that you can use or at least consider or need to consider when you're thinking about selling your home and then purchasing a home to live in right after. So in regards to selling your home and what is the best time of the year, what's the best timing to sell your house? Just be aware that we live in Central Florida and the weather is pretty much nice all year round. It's not like in the Northeast where the real estate market completely shuts down in the winter because no one wants to be outside because there's a foot of snow and ice. We have a little bit of an advantage here in Central Florida, which makes the real estate market much more of a flatter line as far as what we see in sales across the 12 months and the different seasons. So just understand that there is not as much seasonality as in other parts of the country, but there is some. And really it centers around kind of the school year. People don't like to take their kids out of school in the middle of the year. So if they're going to be moving, potentially they want to do that, when the kids are out of school. So the best time to really list your home, I would say would be at the very end of the school year, late spring, early summer. Get it on the market. You close within 30 days. People are moving. They don't have to, again, take their kids out of school mid-year. So now, but again, this is not necessarily a guarantee that you're going to get more out of your home. There are a lot of people who don't have kids who need to move, obviously, and sometimes people need to move out of necessity, for work and different things. So, but again, in Central Florida, you don't see as much seasonality. But if you really want to maximize, get the most eyeballs, the most people coming to see your house, you want to do that at the end of spring, early summer. Next thing we're going to talk about in this video in regards to timing is for all the folks out there watching who are looking to sell their home and need to or want to purchase a subsequent home because you need a place to live after you sell. A lot of people who are used to living in a home don't want to go back to renting and frankly want to use the proceeds that they're getting from one home and roll it into the next. So how do you do that? And there's a couple of things that you need to consider. First and foremost, you need to figure out whether or not the purchase of your next home is contingent on the sale of your existing home. You may not qualify for a second mortgage. If you're paying the mortgage on your existing home, that will require you to sell that house, get that off of your debt sheet in order to get pre-approved and eventually finally approved for a new loan. So how do you figure that out? You pick up the phone and you call a lender. And you have them run a pre-approval process, again, to see if it's contingent. If it's not contingent, go ahead. It really doesn't matter. If you want to sell your house first and roll those proceeds into the next home, or if you want to buy your home and then sell your house, that can sometimes be a little less stressful. That's up to you. But if it is contingent, you need to be aware of a couple things, right? First, you need to have your house on the market really for you to be taken seriously by people for the homes that you're looking to purchase. If you tell someone, hey, I want to buy your house, but it's contingent on the sale of my house, which is 6 weeks away from going on the market, that is not a strong offer. You're really not even going to be taken into consideration. You need to have that house up for market and ideally under contract, so you can say, well, the closing date on my house is XYZ, and we plan on closing on this house after that date, so we should be good. So understand that the selling has to happen and it needs to come on the market prior really for you to going out and shopping and putting offers on homes. Now that kind of worries people a lot, right? So what if my home sells in a day, right? And then I'm scrambling, I'm rushed to find a new house. Maybe I'm going to get into something that I really don't love, or maybe I don't find something at all and I'm forced to move into a short-term rental situation. I have to move twice. I don't want to do that. Sure, right? That's a completely valid point. No one wants to move twice and no one wants to settle for their next home. So just take into consideration two things. First and foremost, when you're selling your house, you can really dictate the terms. So, if it's a hot house and it's really selling that fast, you are going to be able to tell whoever's buying your house what the closing date is going to be. You could say, I need more time than 30 days because we're actually looking for another house. Are you willing to write in a 60-day close or a 90-day close? Again, those are terms that you can dictate upfront prior to accepting an offer. So don't be afraid to put your house out there. The other option that you have is what's called a leaseback option. And a lot of people do this where, you can put an offer on my home and we're going to close in 30 days. However, as per the contract, additional terms that you write in, the new homeowners will lease your house back to you for a specific period of time for you to then go out and actually purchase your next home. So these are all different ways to kind of minimize the stress of selling and buying at the same time to avoid you from having to move twice. So again, just to recap the video, we talked about the timing in Central Florida and the seasonality of it. Not quite as seasonal of a market as you will in the Northeast and places where the winter is really cold. But if you really want to maximize the benefit and the amount of people that are home shopping, you want to put your house up in late spring and early summer to, again, get those people who don't want to have their kids pull their kids out of school mid-year. That's when the most people are shopping for homes. And then again, the timing of selling your house and buying it at the same time. First and foremost, important to speak to a lender to see if the purchase of your next house is contingent on the sale of your current house. And if it is, we talked about a couple different things. Obviously, extending the closing date on the terms of the person buying your house and leaseback options, which allows you to live in your house after it's actually purchased by someone else for a determined amount of time. So there's a lot that goes into timing and strategy of selling your home. Kind of just the tip of the iceberg with this video, really. If you have any other questions in regards to your own home that you're looking to sell, anything specifically in this video that you have additional questions for, or just real estate questions in general, please feel free to reach out to me. Hit that Talk to Chuck button down below. You can call me, text me, email me anytime. I'm always available. As always, I appreciate everyone out there watching these videos. Thank you so much.